we were talking about what made GenSource unique. Carry on with your thought, Mike.
Sure. We talked about the technical aspects that show significant improvements in how we produce the product. But the other innovation that's coupled with that is on the business side, on the marketing end of things. The potash industry is controlled really by only very few large international producers. And what we're out to do is to create new and independent supply chains. So on the marketing and the sales side, we've developed what we call it vertical integration. It's simply creating direct connections between the production of the product here in Saskatchewan and the consumer, the end consumer. For this first project, that end consumer will be in the United States, a large consumer of potash fertilizer, but it can be really any identified market. And by doing that, we create a situation where the farmer has choice. Whereas in a lot of cases right now, that farmer does not have any choice in terms of where he's getting this product from. So it's a new and independent supply chain on a direct ship basis.
Now, you brought some pictures along with you where you're demonstrating your selective solution mining technology. Can you tell us about it? We'll see some pictures now.
Sure thing. So the selective solution mining it sounds more complicated than it is. It's a form of solution mining. It has been used before, but we're bringing it to Saskatchewan in a little bit of a different form. It's highly efficient. It uses a concentrated brine that is pumped underground through typical oil well drilling type techniques, and it simply dissolves. There's no fancy chemical reaction going on. It simply dissolves the potassium that's in the ore zone underground, comes up the other side full of potash, where it's extracted. So this chart is simply used to show the flow from the underground caverns through to the surface crystallization, and that brine is simply reused. It's 100% recirculated back into the underground caverns and continues around and around in a circle. That's what makes this so efficient on the use of fresh water. At the end of the day, the product that we create is a typical agricultural grade fertilizer commodity. We just do it in a much more efficient and environmentally sustainable way because we create no salt tailings, we have no brine ponds, and we use so much less fresh water.
So now we have some rendering of your new project. Tell us what we're seeing here on these renderings.
Sure. So these are computer renderings of the first module at what we call the Tagaski project. And there's nothing particularly remarkable here. It looks like a small agricultural processing facility, but we'll see in a few minutes on another image what is remarkable about it. And what you don't see here are the large multi-square mile brine ponds and salt tailings piles that are associated with every other potash mine in the world. So this facility is modular, scalable. It allows you to enter the industry in a workable, low-risk way, and then scale your way up to larger production values as you go, as you develop the market. So the idea here is we avoid the multi-billion-dollar mega projects to break into the industry.
So we also have a picture of a traditional potash mine and a GenSource footprint. Walk us through what we're seeing here.
Sure. So this is a typical image straight from Google Earth. You can get this if you Google Earth Saskatoon and start zooming out. You'll start seeing these things. So this shows in a red box the footprint on surface of a conventional potash mine, and the large multi-square mile salt tailings piles surrounded by brine ponds. If you can make it out, the little green box on the right is the entire GenSource footprint. That's the footprint that will exist for the first small-scale module, and it's the same footprint that will exist as we scale up to almost 4 times that size. So it's a significant improvement in environmental footprint for a mine.
Remarkable. You have an important graph that you brought along with us. Tell us the importance of these graphs.
These are 2 charts published by the U.S. Geological Survey, and they're near and dear to my heart because on the left it shows the potash reserves, known reserves around the world, and it shows Canada. That should read Saskatchewan. has over 50% of the known potash reserves in the world. On the right-hand side, it shows potash production on an annual basis. And here it shows Canada, Reed, Saskatchewan, producing around 30%.
Okay,
Anywhere
we're gonna, Mike, we're gonna go to commercial and we're gonna finish off that graph when we get back. You're watching Canadian Innovators on the News Forum Network.